Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney! I'm SamuraiT-X and I'm Solsteric. Well, last video we cross-examined Miss Angel Star for the very first time, and she claimed that it was a premeditated murder. However, we threw away that premeditated theory out the window, and now she's gonna give another testimony. And, well, it's her deduction, so without further ado, let's listen to her testimony. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again. Again and again? The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office? It does sound and look like a premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now begin the cross-examination of the witness. Of course I will. Right, this press, again and again and again. You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of an oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, right? And it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why would you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? Sorry. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried a public phone first at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Table smash. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agreed there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox of pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. You know what, I was about to say no, I didn't get it. But it's a metaphor. Thanks for clearing that up, Phoenix. But I do get it now. I had a bit of a block. Like, mind block. Brain block. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it brain block. Brain block, not blame block. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. A human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's sigh smells like citrus fruit. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chopped into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? How come she's getting so mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that. This is a murder case, people.
Mr. Wright, you should speak up on her if you have an objection, you know.
Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest is a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and it really... add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
Okay, well, I had a problem with that statement, but I pressed it first, again and again. Well, the autopsy says 1 knife wound, so Lana did not stab him more than once. You know, that's merely impossible if he died from 1 stab wound. So let's present the autopsy report. You say she stabbed him again and again? But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? And I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
What the hell's that? I'm afraid that moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr.
Huh?
Well, what do you mean? I shouldn't have explained this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from 1 stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
Wait, that's my job! He just stole my... What? What a hunk! He's my hero, really.
Oh, you're such a spotlight hogger, Edgeworth. That was me! That was my credit. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness.
You got a crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever make a mistake catch up for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw. Tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Right, let's press on that. Her red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck, so she can be easily hanged at the moment's notice, I suppose.
She's right. Miss Skye was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't that odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistaken my beard for a bib. What? A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Oh, this guy's so entertaining, the judge. I love the judge. He's one of the best characters in the game.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only 1 knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as... Yeah, we read that already. Right. In this crime photo, she's not wearing a muffler, is she? No, she's not. It's missing. So let's present the crime photo again. Because she's not wearing a muffler in that crime photo. I noticed that again. But I pressed the witness before I do anything. Anyway, what you just saw there, Mr. Wright said, Miss Starr, I demand, and then objected. Anyway, the witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Is he gonna hog my spotlight again? Please don't, Edgeworth, you jerk. I know you had character development in the last case, but come on, stop stealing my spotlight. What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
Again! He stole my spotlight! Ugh! Huh? But that can't be!
Only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady, have no fear. Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver?
Yeah, man, it was.
That guy's stealing my spotlight! But if it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really.
Table smash. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interview. Now back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
Wait, she can read my thoughts? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her and explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her she mentioned her muffler. That's what had me confused in my testimony earlier. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star resistance is futile.
Ah, okay. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is kind of a snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self, Attorney Wright gets bitten by snake.
Hey. You didn't. You weren't. Look. Why are you looking at me? What? Did you bite Phoenix Wright? No. What are you talking about? I'm a human. Snake's just my code name. What the hell's wrong with you? See, I like winding this guy up for some reason, but it's funny. I throughout that whole thing, I glanced at Snake and he caught on and got mad.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
Oil drum?
Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar!
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Right. And this cross-examination will have to begin in the next video. When we come back, folks, we'll play more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Until then, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. See ya.